Hey everyone, I am super excited for today's live stream. I have an amazing guest, Kyle, with me. We're going to be reviewing your open source projects, profiles, giving you a shout out. Before we get into that, let's do some intros. So Kyle, please tell us a bit about yourself. I know you work with Circle CI. I know you've got some open source projects as well, but please give yourself a shout out.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me, Eddie. Huge fan of everything going on here, and you as well. My name is Kyle, also TechSquidTV online. I have a YouTube channel, Twitter. I do a lot of open source. I learn everything I can. I do mostly TypeScript and learning Go. And I actually have 2 projects in the list today, so I'm excited to review them as well as the rest of these projects, and I'll top it off on every day at work at Circle CI, as you mentioned. I maintain a large amount of open source integrations for them, so I'm no noob to the open source world.
Let me joke there. Well, it's awesome to have you here. Can't wait to get your perspective on things. I know everyone's going to be super excited. We have got a lot to go through. Everyone who's watching, we have 21 pages. Obviously, we're not going to get through a fraction of those today, but we're going to do the best that we can. You're going to keep us all on track. Let's do some shout outs. So I see we have Linuxgamer. It was first here. Awesome to have you here. I'm glad you could catch the stream. Praduma, always super supportive. Thank you so much. Emma, I'm glad you could make it. Always super supportive, and I see you helping so many people in Eddie Hub Discord as well. Ashish, hopefully I pronounced the name right. Showrun, great to have you here as well. And Tamal as well, doing so many. That's a big mug. It is, and it's filled with hot chocolate, which is great. The weather kind of took a bit of a dive today in Portugal. So, yeah, thank you so much. And thanks for all the work you do in Eddie Hub as well. And Solly too. So welcome everyone. Super excited to get started. As Kyle mentioned, he has a YouTube channel and Twitter, and links are in the description below, and I'll be dropping them in the chat as well. Go check out the awesome content that Kyle's creating. Actually, Kyle, what sort of content are you creating on your YouTube channel?
It's everything I learned, honestly. I started out making web development tutorials, and at the time I thought I'd either be a famous YouTuber or become a web developer, so one of those two things happened. And I'll continue on just teaching folks what I'm learning. So my biggest claim to fame there is my Docker series. If you search Docker on YouTube, I should be number 3. Check it out.
Awesome. I love that. Everyone go check that out. Great to see even more people joining. Got Jax, Carl, and so many others. Awesome to have you all here. I was actually working on my Hacktoberfest or pre-Hacktoberfest and Hacktoberfest content strategy, and a lot of your names came up. So we are going to be reaching out to you and to do some Twitter spaces, some live streams, lots of exciting things. I think I've almost got something happening every day in October, and maybe the week running up to it. So yes, looking forward to that. I've got a few days break when I go to Cube Huddle conference in Scotland. So apart from that, that's good. Some people here for the first time. Great to have you here, Gagan and Emil. And we also have lots of regulars like Praduma as well.
I'm slacking, Praduma. I'm slacking. I'm contractually obligated to make some videos soon, so keep an eye out.
Okay, we'll keep an eye out, definitely. Perfect. Lots of exciting people here. They're excited. I'm excited. Let's get started. I don't want to, I talk too much. So let's have a look. So go start off with the oldest ones first. And then towards the end of the live stream, we're going to pick some people from the chat, pick your issues as well. So don't forget to submit your issues. If you want to submit them, you can go to new issue. And then you can pick either if it's your sponsor's profile or GitHub profile review or open source project review. Just go in and just put in your project link, the information it asks for, and we'll hopefully get to review it now, if not now, on another live stream as well. Okay. And Carl has mentioned a very good point. And Carl, on our list of things to do to continue our Eddie Hub strategy is the Finder project and some content and some live streams and Twitter spaces with you as well. So yes, we definitely need to get the Finder project ready for Hacktoberfest and create some live streams as well. So we'll be chatting to you soon. So thanks for the reminder, but I didn't forget this time. I usually forget, but I didn't this time. So if anyone wants to look at SvelteKit, that's what the project Finder is written in. So do go check that out. Carl, I think you can drop the link in the chat. I think you should have admin permissions to be able to do that. Okay, so we've got a GitHub profile to begin with. So who's excited? Let's have a look. Is that my browser, or is the picture actually black? Like the black circle? I think it is actually a black circle.
I do think so. Okay, I'm actually trying to mirror you here.
Okay, cool. Do you not see my screen, or you just want to kind of drive around yourself?
No, I just, I figured I'd get in the weeds with you.
Cool. Sounds good. Okay, so this person's got 1.5 followers on GitHub. That's really good. Not often you see bigger numbers. They're part of Eddie Hub, so definitely a big thumbs up. So, what is your first impression apart from the big black circle?
I want to dive deep into how we got the 1.5K, so I want to dig in there and see what we got. They don't have any kind of README profile and stuff, and sometimes, hey, you do what you do. But you got pinned repos, and if that's what's most important to you, I totally get it. I live that life, so it's all you. We got 62 stars, 22 stars. These are not nothing. 12, 13. So yeah, I would dive into some of these. And there we go. Confirmation that is in fact their avatar.
So I want to also say, I want to start making notes on the issue, because otherwise we'll talk for a bit and I'll forget. I just want to say, customize your GitHub profile. So suggest customizing your GitHub profile. I think that would really, really help. I wonder what other people think in the chat as well. While Kyle is having a look, I'm going to catch up with the chat. Yeah, they do follow a lot of people on GitHub. I think that'd be hard to your feed, your dashboard feed would just go too fast.
Yeah.
I don't think that works so well. They are here. Name. Okay.
Oh, fantastic!
So
welcome.
Awesome to have you here.
Yeah.
So I missed that in the chat. So the only thing I would say is, at first glance from your GitHub and your YouTube account, I would say you have the same profile picture on both, so I can't argue with that. You tick that box, but maybe have the same name on both, so people can know that you're the same person. So I think that would be a good start, and customize your GitHub profile. Just to answer Aditya's question, we'll talk about Hacktoberfest shortly. Stay tuned. And then another question here was how to get your profile to stand out. So I'm guessing that's something we can chat about here. So this is quite a vanilla profile, but it does stand out. It's got pinned repos. It's got they've got quite a few followers, following quite a few people. They've contributed to some organizations. What are you thinking, Kyle?
Yeah, I want to say I have nothing wrong. I see no problem with, a simple profile, because really what attracts me to someone's profile is their work. And if what they're saying here, and, maybe it's intentional, maybe it's not. But if what they're saying here is my most important thing that I want you to see is these pinned repos, I can respect that. Absolutely. I will agree with you on, following 8.4 thousand people. I mean, listen, you use your different social media platforms as you want to use them. On GitHub, I'm much less giving of my follows and things. I follow very few people because it's really more about I want to see the code they're doing. But I totally get it. And I wonder if maybe that's where the 1.5K followers is coming. But I see at least one big project there. It seems like RedisQL. That seems really interesting. And I imagine that's probably what they're most proud of. And they're pinning it right up to the top. They have nothing getting in the way of you in that. And if that's their goal, I totally get it.
It's a fair point. I think it's really good. I love it how you're coming from the kind of that minimalistic point of view. I think that's great. Avi, you're not late. Don't worry. We've just started a few minutes ago. Great to have you here. Hope it's not too late for you in Japan. And I saw someone from China as well. Carl is from China. Hopefully not too late for both of you. Yeah, Carl and Tom have really minimalistic profiles and they look really good. I think I need to I've taken some things out of mine, but I might need to take some more out. I suppose my thoughts would be still customize it. I still think customizing it just helps you stand out, even if it is minimal amount of customization. But having something there, I think, is important. They haven't got their name. I think that's quite important. Like that's their user name, and that's fine. But usually above it, you can have your name, and then a bio. I think you can make use of a bio and maybe a link to their Twitter account or YouTube or whatever it is. I think you can make more use. Out of the default fields that you get in GitHub. I would suggest. And the next thing I would say is probably just try and balance this graph out a bit. I think the best balanced graph I've seen, I think, is on Carl's account. Carl with a H. I'll bring up their username. They have it quite balanced. Mine isn't as balanced as I'd like it to be, but I'm working on it. So that's the only suggestion I would give. I'm going to let Carl, if you can give it any last thoughts before we move on, I'll make some notes.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely plus one, like even if we're talking maximum minimalism. And with the all black avatar, I really think that is what they're going for. I do. You got to have the description. Yeah, a big plus one of that. What I would like to know, is when I go to your profile, and I need to do a better job of this as well. But why should I follow you? Why should I dig in deeper? I want to know a little bit about you. So I saw that you contribute to a few different organizations there, and I don't know if like simple icons. I don't know. Maybe you're a designer or something like that. That's something I'd love to know on your profile. Like if you keep it minimal and just say like I make icons, and do TypeScript or something like that. I could get it. I could piece some things together, but I would love just a little statement about, who you are and something that when I go to your profile, I want to know why I should follow you. It's something I actually see a lot of like really big accounts on Twitter do. You go to their Twitter page and it's like, I have no idea why you're verified and have millions of followers. And now I can't follow you either.
Clean profile. So I just say reviewed on live stream. Reviewed on live stream. Here we go. Cool. Okay, so just conscious of time, let's move on to the next one. But thank you so much for sharing your profile. Really appreciate it. And let's go to the next one. I don't know if they're here or not, but let's have a look. It's another profile we've got today. Okay, and you see the community. I mentioned Tom before as well. Have already kind of fed back some suggestions, which looks good. So let's take a look. Don't forget, everyone, don't forget to share in the chat your thoughts, because your opinion and thoughts really, really matter. I think that's really, really important. Produma has said they need to work on their profile, but I think they're reading my mind, and that's what I need to do on my profile as well. I haven't updated mine in quite a while. Okay, so first impressions. For me, I see customized profile. I see profile picture of the person. I like this. I see something's minimized. So I actually kind of want to go and click it. Like, I don't know. To me, that's just like, I don't know, something's a bit hidden. What is it? Let me have a look. So you're kind of making me wanting to dive a bit deeper in my thoughts. What do you think? What are your first impressions?
Actually, I missed that minimize thing at first until you mentioned it, but now because I thought it was a bolt-in, to be honest, but it totally makes sense. And I like the use of that. I will say something that I think I would actually remove from here is the technology and languages section for twofold reasons. Some of those, like, I'm curious, is Telegram a link to their Telegram? Or, these messengers?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, so, technologies aside, GitHub will actually tell me the technologies that you work on just based on the repo. And something like there's good information at the top, but what I'm not seeing is the repositories you work on. And that's ultimately what I do want to get on. And if that information is already given to us elsewhere, it's just pushing your repos further down the page.
Yeah, that's a good point. Having a customized profile is important, but you don't want it too big, because then you're right, it's taking longer to get down. I've gone down a few pages to get down to the pinned ones. And to be honest, I wouldn't pin 6. I would probably only pin 2 or 4, making sure it's even. So therefore you're making use of the horizontal space, but don't pin so many. But they contributed to Eddie Hub community, so they definitely get a massive thumbs up from me. And they're part of the organization, so another big thumbs up. Oh, we're almost at 3,000. Let's see if this Hacktoberfest we get 3,000 members. That would be awesome. So
this top header area I like. I would keep pretty much everything above technologies and languages. I think is probably worth keeping, and we could probably talk, rewording if you wanted to. Below that, I would maybe consider making more use of those drop downs that you were showing at first, or maybe trimming some of that out. It's nice, or making it its own repo potentially, just like an additional like about me repository, a blog or something.
Yeah, true. And they got some links here as well. I think there's maybe just too many links. You don't know which one to click on, I think, when there's so much. I mean, you got the socials down here, which is good, but maybe it's a bit too long. I mean, this widget looks good, but maybe could put it to the right of this list, or to the left or the right of this widget. Make a bit more use of space.
I think it's kind of interesting. They have their workstation specifications, but that's another thing that I don't know really necessarily needs to be there.
True. I suppose it's interesting. They could make it as a small section, collapsible or something, maybe side by side. Again, it's very center aligned and very kind of vertically long. But, it looks good. I think I'd rather have more information than less. I know we were talking about minimalistic before, but thinking about it now, I would rather have more than less. Because if there's more, I can kind of scroll past it. Like with these widgets, I just scroll past them. But if there's nothing there, then I have to kind of dig around to find it. So yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Would you rather have a bit more? Like, it's hard to find a balance, right? We try, but would you rather have more information or less? I think I'd personally rather have more. While you're all having a write and a think, I'm just going to catch up in the chat. So awesome to have people joining, more people joining. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and follow Kyle's YouTube channel on Twitter. Links in the description below. Bhavesh says having their own picture would help. Yeah, I think so. I think just it makes it more personal. So in this one they have their picture, and in the previous one they didn't. So I think having the picture, even if you're wearing a mask because it's COVID times, I think it still makes it more personal. So I think
I'm just not realizing what is that, like a badge or something? What is that little target next to their avatar?
So you can set on your profile like what you're doing. I think on mine I have thinking or something. I think. Let's just check mine and see. I don't remember how I set it.
Oh.
I wrote something. I have no idea how I managed to do that. I don't remember. But I don't really look at it on other people's profiles. So I must have done this years and years ago when the feature came out and completely forgot about it. I've gone to 5.4. Let's see if I can get to 6 in Hacktoberfest as well. So yeah, I need to work on mine. I don't want to look at mine. I need to make some improvements to mine. So yeah, target coding. I had to think, again, something different. Someone might see it. You could write something quite funny in there. But again, I'm not sure how you customize it. I can't remember. Carl says, I put my favorite emoji there. Never updated it again. I can't even remember how to update it. Like, I don't even remember how. So let's have a look. So let me leave some comments. We've been chatting and I've been really bad. Oops, gone too far. And I haven't left any comments. So remind me of the notes that we suggested. So I do like the profile picture. They haven't got a bio in here. I think they've got a little bio here. Maybe I should put up something a bit more. Make more use of the default bio field. I think Messenger. I think that's a bit. Yeah. So I don't know if they mean they can integrate with Messenger in their code or something like that.
That's what I'm. Or just technologies they've worked with, because I saw like Word and Excel is in there as well. It kind of looks like a mini version of a resume.
Making it a bit shorter. There we go. And then maybe
the total contributions thing again. I think we see a summary of that down here. Do we not? Do we not get totals here? 65 contributions in last year. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, you're comparing it to the widget.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, I like widgets. I get it, but when it's duplicating information, that's where I'm starting to think like it's not super necessary if it's already one of those things that's built into the page.
Makes sense. Collapsible sections. Okay, hopefully that gives them something to work with and keep nudging it forward. Okay, who have we got next? I wonder if it is a profile or a repo. It's a portfolio. Okay, but there's no GitHub link, so we'll come back to that later. I have to ask them for a GitHub link. It needs to be open source. We've got another profile. Who wants to do a profile? Should we try and find the next project? Maybe mix it up a bit. We'll come back to this shortly.
Sounds good.
Portfolio, again, no GitHub repos. Move on. Profile, come back to that. I would just say profile. Can we
do a filter? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, we can. Here we go. We've got a project. Let's have a look.
Rowie, something like this.
Cool. So
Rowie is an open source low code platform for Firebase and Firestone, Airtable-like UI. I like that. With cloud functions, workflows in JavaScript, TypeScript, all in your browser. Sounds awesome. Oh, and good. I can see that they have a deployed link underneath there.
Which is good, right? It's a big plus.
Yeah, it's nearly necessary. I would love something to be there, even if it links to like docs about it or something. Oh, this
exactly
is beautiful.
Right. This looks really good.
Start us on GitHub. This is an excellent page. I'd love to know more about the design here. Is there like a framework for this?
I don't know. It does look really good. Okay, it's open source, so I'm happy. Okay, let's see what. Next thing I always look at is written in TypeScript. Looks good.
I saw Husky at the top. That means they're using Git hooks. I love that. This person's experienced. I'm saying it right off the bat.
Looks really good. They got core contributors. They've got deployed environments. They've got releases using Semver.
This is great. Yeah, this is a professional level project. This is not someone's first rodeo. That looks good too. I like that UI. I need to find out what UI they're using.
Yeah, it looks really good. Okay, so first impressions, massive thumbs up.
Yeah.
What does everyone else think in the chat? I see someone saying, "Why has my comment got deleted?" It could be because maybe YouTube might be removing it. I don't see anything on my side, so none of me or the mods are removing it. It's probably YouTube are removing it. Maybe it's got a link in it or something like that. Okay, so yeah, it does look really good. Have they got GitHub Actions? Let's have a look. And they do have GitHub Actions as well.
Nice.
Okay. Nice. Okay, so what's the first thing you look for, Kyle, when you're looking at repos? I know we've kind of talked about the stars and the releases. What's like the next thing you'll look for?
Yeah, I think our natural progression there was really good. If I was actually looking to use this now, so like I'm already interested in this. Now, as a user, I might not be that interested in looking into some of these more technical details I'm about to say. As a user, I'm in. I'm sold. It's beautiful. I can see it's active. I can see it was last committed 24 days ago. I might want to check and see make sure someone's working on it in another branch right now, because getting on the longer end, but it's nothing of concern yet. What I would like to see, just as the biased Circle CI employee that I am, are they testing it, and what is their code coverage right now if they have it? And that's going to be somewhat important to me if I was using it. If it was like a library or something like this seems again like an end product, so I'm less concerned with that. I just want to get into it and start using it. So at this point, I'm signing up. You got it. It's I'm assuming free, right? Because it's open source, and if there's I'm assuming, I don't know if we have to self-host it yet or if we can sign up on that live version. I would try either one.
It seems a quick deployment guide.
Perfect.
So yeah, I think you can host it yourself. For people, by the way, on side note, who want to submit their repo links, their profiles, the link is in the description below. And while you're down there, give the video a thumbs up and follow Kyle's YouTube channel as well. Okay. Yeah, so you'll look at tests. Before we get to that, I want to go to the Insights tab. And I want to community standards and see if they got a full house, and they do have a full house. They haven't got a pull request template, so everyone watching, someone could submit an issue and suggest that. I think that would be a nice thing to have, but otherwise, yeah, it looks really good. So next thing, code coverage. So we could go to actions and we could have a look. So we've got tweet releases. So that's a good, nice idea.
I'm curious if they have a badge on their README.
Oh, yes, let's have a look.
Or what badges do they have, if they have any? Okay,
stars,
so we see, yep.
Last commit, and then their Discord. They might not have code coverage. Do they have a test? Do they have a test folder? The problem I find with Firebase, which is why I stopped using it, is it's very hard to automate test it, because you can't mock out the requests because it's not JSON. It's proprietary, like voodoo communication. And so I found that really, really hard. So actually I moved away from it, and you're tied to that platform. But they have got emulators, and usually that's used for testing. But I don't know if they do have tests. Doesn't look like they do. I can
on
also
front-end
check.
heavy apps, I'll give you a little bit of a pass. You might want to start adding Cypress in the mix in the near future, if that's on the list. I don't know. You know what? Here's something else I want to look for, just as a developer now. Do they have any projects set up? Any like roadmaps or anything like that? And yeah, I'm checking for Cypress.
Let's have a look. They do have tests. So I just wanted to see. They do have a
Create
test
React
command. So I don't know what Krakow is, but
that's a Create React app, which I believe might need to be updated to something else now. I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to look into that.
Okay, but they seem to have something. And then you were saying, sorry, to look at
projects. So I do see they have two projects. This is interesting. Let's see what they have going on here. Probably the classic ones. Yep.
Good first issue. That's quite interesting for Hacktoberfest, having a project board of good first issues. Oh, that could be quite interesting. That's an interesting one. We always do it via the issues, but a project board could be quite nice.
I wonder if that. Well, no, it was done in June. That might have been part of the goal here, but yeah, I like that. What I was looking for anyone who's curious what my thought pattern was in the chat. What I'd like to see here too is a roadmap of tasks to be completed to the next release or the next major version. It doesn't have to be for every release, but if we could see here that what version? So they're on version 2.6.1. I would expect maybe, or hope that there would be, I should say, a project for V3, and then they can build up a backlog of all of their ambitions for the next major release in the future.
And I'll have a quick look at their organization as well, just to see at the same time. So they have people there. I always worry when I see an organization there's nobody there. It's like no one's proud to be part of that organization, which always worries me, because you need to make that public. So anyone who's joined EddieHub, you can appear on there if you make it public, but only you can do that. So they do have quite a few repos. So it looks quite interesting. They're not verified, which I think they can do quite easily. It's not like Twitter where you've got to sign your life away and all those sorts of things. You can do it with, I think, just some simple steps. It's just to prove who you are. So that's good. Wow, I didn't make any notes because it was just like very, very good.
Very good. I have to ask real quick, that profile verification, can anyone do that, or is that an org level thing?
You do it you can do two things. You can do it for the org level, and you can do it for your own profile for your commits as well.
Like is a signed commit what you're talking about?
No, there's two separate ones.
It's different.
So,
okay.
Yeah, so there's the org one. So on EddieHub, we are verified, and I have signed commits as well. But you can see EddieHub says verified. But you just do that. I think you just follow steps to verify. You don't need any. There's no approval process automated, which
so everyone should do that. Everyone in the chat right now.
Definitely should do that, and also verify your commits with GPG keys as well.
Absolutely,
super important. Okay, so I need to make some notes. What were we saying? It was all very good, very, very, very good.
Super good. We saw that they had all their. We didn't actually look at their contributor docs, but we know they have them, so they were really good there. I would love, if we're just looking for things to help them improve, I would love for them to add a project for their next major release.
Oh yes, you did say that. That's good. Project board for the next major release,
and possibly look into doing some UI testing, maybe looking at Cypress for just making sure that we don't break anything in the UI in those changes.
Cypress or Playwright.
Perfect.
Awesome. Okay, I think we spent quite a bit of time on that, so I'm keen to move on to the next one. But thank you. Let's see if I can pronounce the name correctly. Harini for submitting that. Looks awesome. Close and move on. And I also saw we had some people just join, and I think we could go back to a profile review and review theirs. So Flowlight is here. Awesome to have you here, and Ali as well. But Flowlight, I see yours is here. So let's take yours next. Go back to a profile review, and as you're here, I think it's good timing to review it. Let's have a look. Look at that profile picture of the person. You can kind of see who they are. For me, I feel like you know them already, even if you've never really spoken to them. But we have chatted on Twitter. But as an example, I just think it just feels more personal when you can see, kind of their picture. But this looks good. They've got a sponsor button as well, which I think is really good. They've got their full names. So you can find them on LinkedIn and Twitter if you just want to kind of, see some of that. I think that's good. But they've probably got links to that already. Description. And they're sponsoring me as well. Thank you so much. And they're part of EddieHub. Double thumbs up. So, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I really like this, and for a few reasons. Like, even though it's long, and I might have said some other ones were long, like I can explain why it works here pretty well. First of all, I really like. I have it on mine as well, and I need to don't look at mine. There is the Twitter at the top. It tells how many followers. That's great because I know that's like your call to action. But I also really like the Twitch with so I can actively see. Can I come connect with you right now? That'd be really cool, right? If I could just see that you're online and I could go talk to you right now, see what you're doing right now, maybe coding right now. Really like that idea. Underneath, we'll take a quick look at that. Yeah. But underneath, you have your latest blog articles coming in. Excellent. I'm going to steal that from you, 100%. It's a really good way to get in what you're working on.
On that note, by the way, you can automate this. I have a GitHub action that puts my latest YouTube videos, and you can use the same GitHub action to do blog posts or other things as well.
Absolutely fantastic. Was it to use the RSS feed or something?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Fantastic.
Love it. Yeah, and I'm assuming that's what they're using too. Maybe we'll take a look at that. Current projects of focus. So this one was where I'm a little split, but I'm cool with it. The thing here is it might be duplicate of your pinned projects, but I'm letting it pass for a few reasons. One, it's right at the top of the fold, right? Like I can still see your pinned projects and I don't have to scroll anywhere to see them, at least in this particular view. And you're obviously including a bit more in there than you would typically do in pinned. So if you're using that like as an alternative, I think it makes sense. You do get less information out of it this way, though, right? Like I can't see the number of stars or forks or anything like that, so I'm just going on the name alone. But there's a pro and con there.
It's true. And they got ... So I'm not sure what that means. And usually it means obviously there's more, but in terms of this situation, I would probably just pick your top few, but then like Carl mentioned, you've got the pinned ones down here, which people could get to faster. I would remove the GitHub stats. I've never seen anyone get less than A+. Like literally everyone has got A+. So I would remove that to be, both of these, to be honest, and let people just get straight down to your pinned repos that you want to pin. But I'm really happy that you got link free in there, so thank you so much for that. I'm just checking that is our link free and not somebody else's, because I had other people are using the same name. It is ours, so yes.
Good.
Cool.
I will say, so they could probably put the link free up like where the blog posts are, and then I would say probably cut everything else out, and then your pinned repos will come up above the fold, and they'll get more information out of your top 4 to 6 projects.
It's automated, so yes, they're saying their blog post is automated. Awesome, thanks.
Great,
we don't have to go check, so that's great. I need to have a look at. I think I've done doing mine as well, but mine broke. I don't know if I fixed it. I need to check. I should leave some notes. Suggest removing the widgets. I just skip past the widgets now. I don't even look at them anymore because they just. Yeah, I want to get down to the raw stuff.
It's like when you see people say their proficiency in a language, like 80% CSS. It's like these are subjective.
Yeah, exactly. They've got their location, which I think is good because I like that because it tells me what time zone they're in. I think as well. They got their Twitter and their website link or blog. I think that's really good. I do like this. I should try and see if I can get a badge like this for. Oops, didn't mean to click it for YouTube as well. You're right. I like the idea that people come visit it, they can go live straight away. It's a shame we can't get a Twitter Spaces one on here as well.
Right? Oh, now we got a petition for that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Someone can code that, hopefully.
You know what? I might be able to do something about that.
Okay.
We'll talk about that in a
Sounds
bit.
Good. Sounds good. Suggest removing widgets. What was the other suggestion? Reducing projects. Project focus. This is quite long. Focusing on pinned repos.
Graham the dev. What even is 80% CSS? Like, am I going to give you a project and you can only build 4 out of the 5 pages?
That's so true. Yeah, the percentages just don't mean anything. Hey, Jacob, how you doing? Okay, let's move on to the next one. I haven't written too many comments, but hopefully we talked enough about it. Okay, let's close. What have we got? Let's try and do another repo again. So we've got profile. We did this one. I'll refresh the page. That will disappear because I closed it. There we go. Profile. Portfolio. Is there a GitHub link though? Let's have a look. No. Okay, we'll come back to that another time. Portfolio. No GitHub link. Open source review. Okay. DSA repo. Here we go. Another repo. We'll do profile next. Okay. What is everyone thinking? And while you're thinking, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to Kyle's channel. Link in the description below. So, first impressions. Description.
DS store. They did not get that in the .gitignore. Or there is no .gitignore in here, actually. We need to get rid of that.
True, but I don't have that in my git ignores because I have it in my global git ignores because I don't want people who are on Windows to have this in their git ignore. Not that it breaks anything or affects anything, but I keep things quite clean. But unfortunately, then other people commit it. So yeah, that file. So someone could raise an issue if you need a green square. Someone could raise an issue and suggest removing that, and then someone else could raise a pull request and actually delete that file, and that file is not needed. So
and if anyone's curious, just if you've seen that file and you don't know what it is, that's a file that macOS will generate that will arrange the icons on your screen. So it's like the settings for where stuff is on your desktop. Or in a folder, essentially. And it's not something that's relevant to your repository. It's something that's relevant to you on your personal computer, but should not be added to the repo.
Global git ignore. There we go. Okay. They got code of conduct. I'm liking that.
Is it C++? That's nice. Do we have some code in there?
Let's have a look. I think it's
Work in
incomplete,
progress.
maybe. Work in progress. Oh, this one's got more in it. Cool. And last commit was, quite a while ago. They could probably take a release, maybe do some branches, or hide it at least. I think if they're not using releases and packages, they should start hiding it. Oh, Tom's contributed as well. Tom is everywhere. He's awesome. Suggest using releases. I can't spell using releases.
Where's
or
Copilot
hide.
for writing comments?
Oh, that would be good. That would
We
be
need
good.
the Chrome plugin or whatever plugin.
It probably would be a Chrome plugin. You're right. It's got a good README. I guess is what they've got planned.
These aren't
coming
linked
up.
though, right? Is this this looks like it's acting as a
Table of contents.
yeah.
Are the first few linked? Let me see. Introduction to Git, basics of Java. No, but it had files under array. It did have something under there, I think. Or
Okay,
so maybe they need to link some of them. So that's something someone could check, raise an issue, raise a pull request, link to the files if they exist. Because I think there were quite a few files in there. So yes, there was one. So
they
just have
might want to
link,
look
I think.
into. They already have a lot of the information here. Maybe whoever, maybe just be a big PR. But if someone wants to think about using a platform like Bookstack or another open source tool for collecting and organizing, displaying documents, it might be. And then you don't have to worry about linking any of that stuff. It'll basically happen for
Got
you.
you. Okay. Good suggestion. Is that a project open source?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, nice. And then my last suggestion would be probably look at coding standards and just, they've got, lots of stuff checked. Maybe an issue template. They got 2 outstanding pull requests from a while ago. So it's probably better to maybe close them and reply. That is a pull request, right? Yeah.
Yeah, great.
So maybe suggest closing them or archiving the project if it's no longer in use. Open PRs are old or stale. I shouldn't say old. Stale. Suggest.
You definitely want to interact with folks who are opening PRs with your projects. It's it's a lot of someone's work and time and effort, and to not hear back is really disheartening. And I don't want to push anyone. You don't want anyone to have a bad experience with open source, no matter what it is. And I totally get it. Sometimes it's hard to get to things. If you can put in any type of response, it's in your best
Definitely.
interest for the project.
Absolutely. And I apologize to everyone because I'm the worst at this now. I used to be so on top of it. You'd say within 12 hours, I'm going to reply. Even if I reply, I'm out for the next 2 days. I'll get back to you in 2 days. But now I just get so many notifications. I literally, I can't. You won't be able to see, but you can see here,
Yeah.
this is majority, 99.9% GitHub notifications I need to go through.
I
from
have the
last,
exact same problem, and it's to anyone who's uses one of the orbs I maintain and says you haven't responded in 2 months. I know, I'm sorry. There's so many.
But the great thing is I have got some amazing maintainers. And so also on the flip side, 99% of items have been taken care of by the community already. And if anything is hinging on me, they usually send me a message in Discord and say, this needs your attention, and then I'll jump onto it. So I'm not perfect, but the community really help improve that a lot. So thank you. Big shout out to everyone in the community. And by the way, you don't have to be a maintainer on the project to review someone else's pull request. You just can't hit merge. Yeah, automation would be good on that, but I think for me the number would be quite big. It'd have XX, it'd be infinite amount of days. So I just don't know when. So yeah, but most of them have been taken care of. I'm trying to filter my notifications so only the ones that do require my attention come through. So I'm still working on and improving that. So let's see how it goes. Should we do a few more and then we'll jump to the chat and see who's we're going to reviews from the chat. So everyone, you still need to create an issue because you can't share a link on YouTube, but you can share your issue number. But I'm super excited. Thanks all for being here. What should we do next? What are we thinking? Profile?
I'm a huge fan of repos. You know me, but
Okay,
I will defer to the host.
No, let's do it. So we profile, portfolio. I could just filter. Why don't I just filter? Open source review. Here we go. Let's do a few more of these. We must have a lot of profiles because there was 21 pages a moment ago.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. Vast majority. I see some cool sounding ones. They have cool names. I'm into it.
Let's have a look. Okay, so last activity, again, a bit stale. Maybe they want to archive the project, but they got a green tick. What are your first impressions? What do you think?
I'm trying to. Okay, so I see a RAR file in here. That's I'm trying to figure. Okay, so this is someone's Chrome extension, probably a little early in their development career. We probably don't want to put the RAR file in there. And okay, so these are OP. What do you think OP stands for? That's what I'm stuck on right now. Is it like ops? Like, like is this a dev thing or?
I'm not sure.
I get the joke. Yeah. Okay. So it's someone's I get it. It's someone's first Chrome extension. They're learning JavaScript, HTML, writing a Chrome plugin. I get it. They put in a license. That's good. I would definitely I would leave out the RAR. They might want to look into eventually. I see they are using GitHub Pages. We'll have to look into seeing.
Yeah,
what that's
I wonder
about.
what's on that. Let's have a look. Deployed, view deployment. Let's have a look. Oh, so it's their README basically. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's good. I like that they have that set up. Now, if it's not stale, we might want to look into. And this, it looks like they might be a little early in their career here. I get it. So, if you might want to look into using GitHub Actions to also publish the extension itself. So, like the RAR is in there. I think they mean that as a release. So they might want to use the actual GitHub release API and GitHub Actions to both build and publish their release. And that's not super easy for someone who's just starting. So totally understand if they just weren't at that point yet.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. It is definitely next step, or 2 steps or 3 steps ahead. It is quite hard, but it's definitely something nice to do. Then you can still have that file generated and still available in in the actions, stored and so forth. So, but it doesn't have to be committed to here either. So,
did we see how many commits were in that repo?
13.
13. Okay, so yeah, it was an early project. Totally get it. I would love to see. I'd probably go to their profile later and see if how they've grown since that was about a year ago.
That's true. Okay, I'm going to close that. I'm going to try and speed up a little bit so we can get some more people done. Let's have a look. Well, I'm just going to jump to this. Some of the names, like
it has a cool sounding name.
Yeah, it does. So let's have a look. What have we got?
Cool header image. I can't really see it yet, but I like bold color. Lots of badges. None that actually relate to the repo, though. I'd prefer to see some of those, but that's okay. I still like badges here.
But they've explained, the project,
yeah,
which is good.
This is good.
They got quick starts, got screenshots. They definitely thought about the user experience, which I think is important.
They had the call to action for donate a coffee or whatever it is at the bottom. That was smart. Good placement for it.
And they've actually got a web page.
That was well done.
Yeah, definitely. Checking all the boxes looks good. Let's have a look at issues. They got labels. Nice. They got pull requests. They got some GitHub Actions. They got releases as well.
Hitting all the boxes. Now, it does look like it's been a while, so maybe we could, there might not be any reason to update anything. Totally, some things are stable like that, but they're doing a good job. Hard to add any comments. They're doing a good job. I would say if there's, it looks like they were using GitHub Actions for deploying. I'm always a fan of throwing in some tests and things like that, but it's simple. It may not really require it, so good work.
Yeah, or maybe some linting or something like that.
Absolutely,
they could, add something like that. But it looks good. Okay, next one. Okay, last one, and then we'll pick people from the chat, I think. Let's have a look. Oh, an op is overpowered or old person, depending on the way you look at it. That's why acronyms never work very well. Okay, I'll let you, yes, you're my guest, Kyle. Which one next?
All right, let's see. Let's see. Are any of these newer? Now these are from. Oh, okay. Sorry, we're starting at the back end. Totally get it.
Yes.
Okay, so let's take a look at. I like just whatever authorizer is. That sounds neat, and I'm also drawn to Luna there. Maybe next.
Okay, let's have a look. Wow, a lot of stars in authorizer. Okay. Your data at your control. Fully open source
Wow.
authentication and authorization. And lock-in deploys in Railway. I don't know what Railway is, but I think it's like DigitalOcean kind of CVO.
Yeah, I've heard it come up a few times. I was thinking Ruby for a minute, but I don't think that's it. I think you're right. It is some kind of service or something. They have a website there.
Yeah, it looks good. On Product Hunt, wow, okay. I'll deploy to Heroku, Render, or Railway. I'm not sure of Render and Railway, but I guess
I have some
Heroku.
studying to do. The same thing. Render and Railway. Never heard of them. I'm gonna have to look into these.
Currently supports 11 plus databases. Nice.
Planet Scale's pretty new, so this is definitely one of those very new trendy projects that I should probably learn more about. Totally get it.
Table of contents probably isn't needed because you kind of get it up here with GitHub.
Ah,
So I could maybe suggest that, as I'm going to be short on suggestions. Suggest removing table of contents in README, as this is auto generated by GitHub. Okay, so again, that's an issue someone can raise a pull request.
looks like there's a lot of Golang in here. Or Go, not Golang.
Yeah. What was I looking for? Last commit 2 days ago, so it's still really active, which is good.
Let's take a look. Oh, wait a second.
Sorry.
Oh, they're writing all these different SDKs. Oh, that's very fancy. Okay, that
Wow.
list is extensive.
But they haven't got links. So does that mean it's not done yet?
Yeah, you know what? It would be great to have under that roadmap. A link to the projects. Do they have any projects
I
up
think
top?
only one local stack, so I'm guessing that they're not done yet.
And it looks like they're just linking to the target. It all looks good. I mean, this is clear. I mean, we saw it has so many stars. Obviously, everyone agrees it's doing good. And again, good. Buy me coffee at the bottom. You deserve it. You're putting stuff out there. Do it. And I love that it's at the bottom too. Like after people read through. I'm not a fan of when it's at the top of a repo.
They have a wiki. Is it used? If it's not, I'll suggest they hide it. Release checklist. Okay.
It was probably opened early on. Yeah, about a year ago. It looks like. No project. So yeah, project. That would be, I think, maybe a next step for them is open up a project for the roadmap they have on the README, and then fleshing out that wiki is probably not a bad idea, unless it looks like they probably put most of that into authorizer.dev. So no harm, no foul if the docs are online. That's perfectly acceptable.
Okay. Let me leave some notes and we move on to the next one. Did I see they had packages is not used? So I suggest they hide it. Suggest hiding packages section if not used. Okay, now let's pick some people from the chat, I think. So anyone in the chat want their profile repo reviewed and shouted out? Let us know, and we will just need an issue number from you and we will do it. So let's do some shout outs to people in chat. We've got Void here, awesome to have you here. Nirav, Graham, Jax, Tamal's been here for a while. Jacob, Avi, Ali, awesome to have you all here. I'm guessing a lot of you have submitted things. Yeah, 24 seconds ago, 9 minutes ago. Brilliant. Things have been submitted. So we need some issue numbers in the chat, and I'll get Kyle to pick one at random. So give you
less random. I saw a coworker of mine is in that list.
Oh, okay. Let's
So we got 2 in the chat so far, it looks like.
Only 2, so you only got 50-50 chance of going. So
I'm gonna give them 5 more seconds, see if anyone can rush in there to get a number in.
And while they're doing that, everyone give the video a thumbs up and go check out Kyle's YouTube channel in the link in the description below. Actually, Kyle, let me just drop it in the chat as well, so make sure that no one misses it out. Let's have a look. Here we go. It's TechSquidTV, but let me grab it. Here we go. 18.5, nice. So everyone go subscribe to Kyle's YouTube channel. Okay, so no one else wants.
Let's take number 5342.
5342. So I'm going to pick on a random one, and then I'm going to change the number at the end. 5342. Let's have a look. Okay, it's a project. First
Fantastic.
impression on your profile, by the way, is add a picture. Don't have this default. Everyone thinks they're kind of spam accounts or, won't take you seriously. So highly recommend.
Only a README so far. We don't have a description in the top right either.
It was created 2 minutes ago.
Oh, no.
So maybe we should come back to this next week and give you a bit of time to do some updates to this, because it is very, very new. Interesting how new it is, but it still came up with the master branch, because the default should be main for a couple of years now.
Must have pushed it from their local machine, which,
maybe.
by the way, y'all, you should change that, just because it's a mess to go back and forth between GitHub and your own Git setups. I do recommend updating it to main, just for your own sake, because it's so annoying to go back and forth between the two.
And then when you get contributors and you change it, it creates problems for everybody. So yeah, it's best to change it early on. But we'll come back to this. Thanks for sharing. But let's give you another week to make some improvements. Otherwise, things we suggest, you're probably going to do them anyway. And so we'll come back to that. Okay, who is next?
We did have 5338.
5338. Let's have a look. We've got a profile. I do like profiles. Okay, great profile picture. Like, I feel like I know this person already.
They're also taking advantage of, like you were saying before, so they must be using a table, I imagine, where they have left and right line to content, right? They don't have that picture pushing things down. They actually have the 2-column layout.
Yeah, so it fits all on one screen, and I've zoomed in a bit here, but it still fits on all on one screen, which I think is great. Yeah, really nice. They're not.
So I will say, I'd still pull it out. The languages and tools and the A+ thing, just like we were saying before, I get it, but we will already be able to see your languages and tools from the repositories, and as you were saying before, it's always A+, right? We're not really getting a lot from there. The stats are already on the page. If we cut that out, we'll be able to see your pinned repos come up.
Exactly. So this would be further down, so you better see a bit more about that. So yeah, I think definitely remove the widget. Language and tools, yeah, probably worth removing. I like the connect with me. That's good, so people can easily find you and connect with you. I think that's really
Fun
good.
fact, I love chess. I'll take it, absolutely.
But looks good. I would just say join EddieHub as well. Let me leave a comment in the. So let's. Oh, I've now lost it. I've lost the YouTube link now. 1 second. Let me grab it. Here we go. We can get it. Don't worry. I've got it here. I've got it in my clipboard. So
Eddie, the contributor here says, this project has a link to the main organization and project. Not sure what they're actually referring to, but they left us a comment in the chat.
Oh, maybe it was the previous one. If you could give a bit of context to what you're referring to here, maybe the previous one that was a new repo.
Oh yes, yes, I think it was the one we were seeing, the 2-minute-old one.
As a link to the main organization and project, why don't you just submit the main project? Yes, you can submit your profiles. We are doing a profile right now, so you absolutely can. Cool. So I was going to do some notes on this. So great photo. I think it's really good. You've got your name up there again, which I think is really useful. You've got location again, great for time zones. You've got your Twitter. You're not part of EddieHub, so I'm going to cry. But really like how this was really concise. But yeah, suggest removing the widget. Suggest removing the widget. And tools and languages possibly if you want to, and then this will make this a lot shorter. Otherwise, yeah, it looks good. I think it looks nice.
I will, I'm wondering if you're going to put in the language and tools, which I still strongly personally believe you probably shouldn't, maybe link them so that they will search your profile for repos that contain those projects.
That's clever. Or maybe not necessarily search them, but your favorite project that uses their technology. So therefore, you can show off like what's your favorite project that you've done that uses Bootstrap and MySQL and PHP and so forth. That's a great idea. I love that tip. I'm gonna steal that in the future. So thank you so much. Let me leave that as a suggestion. Suggest linking the tech.
It's doing hacker speak.
Yeah. Tech badges to your favorite. It could be a repo or even pull request that uses that technology.
Something that kind of, it should inform something, because I think as it stands, it doesn't really do much. It's similar to having like the 70% CSS on your profile. It's like
that's true. Okay, perfect. So, who shall we do next? Everyone, share your numbers in the chat again, so we don't have to go through all the history. But before you share your numbers, give the video a thumbs up as well. Okay.
Going down the list, I think next up is 5344.
5344. Let's have a look. Linuxgamer. Linuxgamer's been here since the beginning. I think you were first here, so thanks for sticking around the whole time. Let's have a look. Okay, so you know what I'm going to say first. It's not. I don't think you quite look like that. I think your hair's a bit different. I would suggest maybe having that as your picture, even if it's a bit. If you don't want it like a full-on clear picture of you, and you want it to be a bit, I don't know, obscure, like you're looking away with a cap on or something, that's fine. But if it's unique to you, I would suggest. And then my second suggestion is not to have whatever their picture is, not to have the same picture at the top of the customized profile.
Absolutely,
I think it's
on
just
that
duplicate.
See that a lot on Twitter profiles too, in the banner. You don't need to, if anything that's duplicate, we don't need to duplicate. You see that in README files with certain things that are already built into your profile. If it's already in the page, it's good to go.
Exactly, and I think the same with the name. Like I recommend putting your name here, but if you don't want to, then maybe remove it because you don't need it in addition to the username. It's just, again, distracting from the information that you want to show. So you say, I'm CJ, so maybe you could put CJ up there.
Definitely.
I think that would be good. Are you in the UK? Yes. Shout out to UK people. Although I'm hardly in the UK now. We're somewhere warmer. And you're part of Eddie Hub, so...
Eddie, do you have any open source projects? I want a whereintheworldiseddie.com.
Well, funny you should say that, actually. So on a quick side note, Carl made this live project with maps. And so if someone contributes to Eddie Hub in any way, an issue, a comment, I'm saying contribution, not saying pull request or code, contribution, they will appear on the map. And so I need to make sure that my location is updated in my GitHub account, and therefore it'll always pin me on the map during that live stream. So this is something I want to use more and more. This was just like a proof of concept that Carl did, which is super awesome. So if someone does something, I don't know, if I leave a comment on this issue, let me just leave a comment because it's on Eddie Hub. So I'll just put a comment. I won't close it. I won't do it. I'll edit that and update it. But I will come through and you can see Eddie is in, it says London, Portugal. I've got all of these. I need to update it. And it's put me in 00, longitude, latitude 00. So I need to update it so it has actually my current location, which is currently Portugal, and it will put me in Portugal. And you can see others have come in. Krish has come in as well now. It says Delhi, India. And you see Krish has appeared over here as well. So we've got so many ideas for this project, and it's something I want to work on over Hacktoberfest as well. Yeah, it's... I think it's quite a really interesting project that Carl has done, and again, more interactive with people, encouraging them to contribute, so forth. Yeah, so Carl is still here and saying I'm at 00. I know. I still haven't updated my profile. I said this like 3 months ago. I'm so sorry. I will update it. Although I am going back to the UK this week, so I need to. So I might wait till I go back before I update it.
I have a feature request for this project, so someone go open it and go get your green star. But now I want, or a green square. Now what I want is like GitHub's trip review, where it'll sorry, not GitHub, Google's trip review, so it'll say like where you've been for the last year. So now Eddie can see like, oh, here's the map of my commits as a trail.
That'd be quite funny. I'm going to leave this open just to see if anything else comes in. But Krish, thank you so much for showing another person, another location. That makes it more real. So love that. I wonder if I do an update. Great profile, just don't duplicate things. I wonder if I do an edit if an event comes in. I'm just curious. Oh, it does. Okay, perfect. So it's good. Okay. I like these things, collapsible. I think that's great because there's more information there if someone wants to see it, but it's just not a massive profile. I think I need to make more use of that myself as well. So that looks good, and you've got ways to contact you. The other thing I'd say is not to write here because for a screen reader it's not so great, and for SEO and so forth. So you could probably put the link actually on.
Yeah, you don't need the column.
I think you could remove the column and put the link actually on here. So again,
the
more
folds
green
below,
squares.
Those are good.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Yeah. These are good as well. Oh, and 5 pinned. Go for even. I would suggest going for 4 is better than 6, I think.
I
Less
also
is more.
see hold on, are these forks? These are probably all forks, I think. Unless
I should be writing this down, by the way.
yeah, I think I was trying to see if any of these are their own projects because I noticed if you look at the pinned one thing, I mean you don't have to do this, but one thing I would recommend is put forth your best project first. So I was going to say take the one with the most stars and put it at the top there. Not that you have to do that. You can be more proud of something with less stars, absolutely. However, I do think these might either they work in an organization and they work on these projects, or they might be forks. It's one of the two. So if you have any of your own projects or something that you actively contribute to, I would definitely put that first.
Yeah, you want it in priority order, absolutely. Cool. Okay, so let me. Am I going wrong way? I'm gonna make some notes. Let's have a look, real quick. So don't duplicate image. Don't duplicate the image. What else?
Same with the name. Pretty much don't
yes.
duplicate any information where possible, but specifically the name.
Duplicate the username. Okay.
Oh, good. We have Linuxgamer in the chat. None of them are forks. The Artsley one is my own organization. Fantastic. LibreSprite is ones I've contributed to. Fantastic. And Linux Flights is also my own. Okay, great. Thank you for clarifying all that. So good. It sounds like you probably already have it in the order that you want to. I think Artsley is it's missing a description, so I'd add that in there. Did you say that one was your own as well? Yeah, is your own organization. Get the descriptions there so that they show up in your pinned repos. I was looking at that flight controller one for a second. I figured that might actually be you because it seemed on point.
Cool. Otherwise, yeah, it looks good. I got to use more of these. I do like these. And then Emma says, Emma's one of the Eddie Hub mods and ambassadors. Awesome to have you here, Emma. Says, and there's a lot on accessibility, which is accessibility shout out. Yes. Okay, cool. Maybe move on to the next one. I want to save that. Hopefully that helps, Linuxgamer. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, we need another number. Everyone share an issue number below. And then maybe we do this the last one. What do you think, Kyle?
It sounds good to me.
Okay, last one. So we'll have to everyone share your numbers and we'll pull it up next. Let's see. We've got 40 people here. Everyone give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps support the channel and it will cost you nothing. And also, while you're down there in the description, go subscribe to Kyle's channel as well.
Thank you so much. Eddie, if we do have time, I do have a project in here if you want to throw it into the mix.
Yes, let's do it.
I would love to. I actually have 2 in there, but I'll limit it to 1.
Okay, well, we'll do a second live stream in October
there we
and
go.
we can do the other one. So before we do that, let's Perduma helps so many people in
Love Perduma. Everyone go follow Perduma.
Exactly. I'd love to bring up his one, which is 4278, and then we'll look at yours and see if we can squeeze in one more person's as well. It's not yours, Perduma.
I thought I just got clickbaited. What happened? I'm not upset though.
I put the number in wrong. 4278. You clickbaited. I did type it in right.
No, that's it. That's what he sent it. I don't know if that was here's
because it's a profile and recently redesigned the repo. 4287. Oh,
there we go.
We all got 4287. Okay. Oh yeah, it's an open source. It was an open source project.
Open source with Perduma. Okay.
Let's. That's the first time I've seen this. A user you've blocked was previously committed.
Oh my!
I've never seen that before.
I haven't seen that either. Yes. Folks, we're seeing it here. But no, never mind. Don't hit expand. I'm curious what's in there. But don't hit it.
I get trolled not only on Twitter but also on GitHub now as well. So not by Perduma, but by someone else who's contributed to this project.
I can see there was a release 8 days ago. Same thing. The commit was last 8 days ago. They got the website there, which I definitely want to see. 300 stars. Congrats. That's not nothing at all. 6 watching, 53 forks. Hopefully that's a lot of contributors, I imagine. I can see there's some open issues and pull requests. Those are good. I'll have to check the state of those pull requests. I like the banner there, the banner image at the top.
Nice. Yeah, it's really good. And then you can open it in Gitpod, just get up and running straight away, which I think is awesome. Table of pages.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
It really stands out.
I will say for the accessibility thing, those titles there won't be, unless they have alt tags on them. We should check for that.
Okay. And if they don't, there's an issue. Someone can go check, and then you can raise an issue and raise a pull request and so forth. So repo is hosted. Let's go have a look. And they've got sponsoring, PayPal. Oh, I thought you were using GitHub sponsors, Praduma.
Is it both? GitHub sponsors wasn't available everywhere until somewhat recently.
Yeah, it's they've gone up to like almost 70 places. But I'm sponsoring Praduma on GitHub sponsors, so I know he has it enabled. So I would just say maybe don't have too many. I think they've got both. I think they've got PayPal and that. I guess it's supposed to make it easier for people. Let's do it. Okay, this is deployed version, and then I'm guessing you can click on it, and it goes through to that section, raise an issue. Oh wow,
this is nice. Yeah,
this has changed a lot since I last looked. This is brilliant.
What is this? Is this maybe Bookstack even? No, I don't think so. It looks different. I'm not sure what this is.
Let's it says no.
It's
Jekyll.
Jekyll. Okay, interesting. Yeah,
I haven't seen this one of. This looks really good, Praduma. Awesome. How to fork a repo create license. This looks great. Really good.
Well done.
Great work.
Yeah.
So any constructive feedback that we can give, let's have a look. Maybe have a few more topics just to kind of fill up that line, potentially. Might work well. Maybe the technologies like HTML and maybe Jekyll, some of the technologies you can use, because when people click on these, they go and it lists the projects. So it would be good for people to try and discover your project via the topics. You've got releases. You've got deployed environments. Looks really good. Not sure what else to suggest. Maybe a screenshot. I don't know what people think. A screenshot of this deployed version with this nav. I think it could look quite good.
It has so many green flags here that I'm having a hard time suggesting anything, honestly. I think it's well done. It's not like it needs tests or anything, or limited automation is needed just to build and deploy the Jekyll website. Yeah, I would what kind of issues and pull requests do we have open currently?
So they have the Eddie Hub Good First Issue, which is awesome, which means they show up in our Finder project. So people can, I need to log in. Okay. There we go. So you'll find them here as well. So this is how you can find projects and open them directly in Gitpod. And then they've got pull requests. Awesome. There's been some requests. So they've been reviewed and they've got some change requests.
All different people. Good interaction.
Exactly. Really nice. And you've got GitHub Actions going on, releases, greetings. They've got a project board as well. Let's have a quick look.
It's looking really good.
Nice. And last but not least, community standards. Full house, all green ticks.
No notes. Get nothing, Praduma.
Yeah, not sure how we can feed back. It looks really good. The only thing I could suggest is potentially for the sections on the how-tos, or maybe some videos might help some people. But I know it's a lot more work. So and it's harder to make changes and iterate. So that's really just like the icing on the cake. I think it looks great already. So great work. Perfect.
There was an important request from the audience that I must comply.
Oh no. Okay, so next up, what was the project you wanted to share? Do you want to share your screen and you want to drive?
Yeah, I can drive. Let me actually, you know what? It's going to be easier. I'm gonna let you drive. I'm just going to give you the number because I don't want to pause the stream or anything. It's 5323.
5323. Oh, I didn't commit to a Praduma. I didn't write anything in your issue. Sorry. I'll
no notes. We said
it's true.
Absolutely perfect.
Okay.
All right. So Shoutify. Yeah, it's work in progress, but we can rip it apart. But we were talking about this earlier. It's going to be it's currently in progress, but it's an open source alternative to Hootsuite and all those other social media management tools out there to help you schedule and queue and do all the social media things.
And everyone, before we get into this, start the project is almost at 100. I'm gonna hit star. Let's get to just need two more people to get to 100. I've shared the link in the chat, so go give it a star. Let's see if we can. Oops, what happened there? And I can see if we can get it past 100. So what technologies are you using? So you're using TypeScript.
Yeah,
in
this was created
JavaScript.
with the T3 stack, as put together by Theo and his community. It's Next.js, it's TypeScript, it's TRPC, it's Prisma, SQL. It's if you know React, you can probably get involved. And TypeScript is certainly a big piece of it. Tailwind, can't forget Tailwind. And we're in the early stages right now. There's a homepage. There's a page that looks like where you can start tweeting. You can log in with Twitter. There's some open issues that we're kind of working with the community to design it, right? We want to, the big part here is I can do a lot of the development, but what I really like input from the community is because this is a tool for everyone. I want everyone to, design it. What kind of things should it do? What should it look like? Those types of things. So we have a bunch of issues related to, what we want different pages to do and look like.
That makes sense. I love how you're including different people from the community, like different skill sets and so forth. And thank you so much, Linuxgamer. They've pointed out, see, it's always about adding value, everyone. Adding value. So they let me know. I've refreshed the page and we're at 101. So that's awesome. Triple figures.
And they said it was recommended to them recently. That's really, really cool.
And Verduma says they've started as well. Awesome. Hey, Chai, how you doing? Awesome to have you here. Okay, cool. So, if Carl is still here, Carl would say, where is the Git pod link to get it up and running so people can contribute a lot quicker?
Yeah, good call out on that one. We'll get us going. Actually, the hard part about that one here is going to be that you're going to need your Twitter environment variables, your actual credentials in there. So that might be a blocker for that. I'll look into that. As long as you have Twitter credentials, you can do it.
I don't think so. I think there's a way you can set it in your account to have the credentials that you need and the app just uses it. So someone who needs a green square, the link's in the chat, raise an issue, say we need a Git pod. Let's have a look. A Git pod, we've got some issues. Are there any actions? Let's have a look. There's no GitHub
Circle
actions.
CI.
Okay. So you've got CI,
but
which is
it's not set up yet, but there is a local branch for that, but no tests yet. But we will have CI/CD, just not GitHub Actions probably.
Okay. And what about tests? You mentioned tests.
Yep, too early. we're gonna get there, but Cypress testing is going to be the majority here. It is mostly your front end apps stuff. So once we lock in designs and get some components built, we'll lock them in with tests.
Got you. Okay, makes sense. You can have some maybe tests that are a bit more loose, so you don't have to be so specific. That's what I try and do earlier on, is have some tests just to make sure people can log in or people can do a certain thing, but it doesn't do any major detailed tests. It's just make sure I don't break it. Let's have a look at your insights and community standards. You haven't got a license. Nobody can actually.
That's not accurate. Hold on, something's not right. And I have pull request templates. Something's not working here.
Okay, let's have a look.
Where's my license?
You haven't got a license.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong about the license. I know I have pull request templates though.
Someone please raise an issue for a license. We want to.
Should be MIT.
MIT. Yeah. Nice. Okay, that's what we like to see. So
my mistake, people. I must have left that one out. But can we check? There should be templates. I'm fairly confident about that one.
Okay. Would everyone vote in the chat? What do you think out of 10? Is there templates or not? I'm thinking no, there isn't templates.
It doesn't seem like it could work, right? But they're there. I must have messed something up.
Oh, maybe pull request template. Pull request. I think that's spelled wrong, isn't it?
Is it?
GitHub pull request. I can't remember off the top of my head. I always need to look it up.
Someone can fix it.
Yes, someone fix it. Let's have a look. What is the file? Creating a default community help? No. So it's in the root of the project, or in docs, or in .github, or in so it needs template at the end. So
there it is. All right, someone go get your green square. It's all you.
Yeah, rename this. Someone raise an issue and someone raise a pull request. Lots of green squares for everybody. Get ready. Warming up for Hacktoberfest coming up. Perfect. I see people raising issues. Should be a license. Yes.
Thank you, Linuxgamer. Would love to get people involved, especially designers. That's like the biggest thing right now, and people who are in tune with the UX, because it's a lot of how should something work more than actually building the thing, kind of coming up with it.
And that's true, right? That's so true. The user experience, or whatever it is, developer experience, is so important. So I've tried different tools for different things. They take I use FeedHive and Tweet Hunter or something, and FeedHive is newer. It doesn't have as many features as some of the others, but it's just so much easier to use. Where the others, I need like to go through documentation. You can't just figure it out. I think that's really, really important. Just can people just figure it out by using it? Yes, you still need documentation. I'm not saying not to have documentation, but you don't need every single feature in the world if people aren't going to use most of those features and they just want the standard thing. So yeah, start off with user experience. You don't have releases yet? Is that on purpose?
Yeah, it's still pre alpha. Right now, you can't even make a tweet. That's how early we are. But it's we're really, really close. You can log in. You just can't make a tweet. So we're gonna have some API stuff. I was talking to both you, convinced me, and Pedro from Phonester.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and you're telling me build in public. I said, well, I'll put it out there when it's a little closer to ready. And then the two of you badgered me and said, no, get it out there now. Get it out in public. And now here we are with 103 stars later, folks. And it doesn't even make a tweet yet. But I promise it will. I'm working hard. And then as soon as I get the MVP in, it'll be much easier for people to build it up and contribute. It's just, it's so early right now that it's a little hard to jump in, and except for the design and UX stuff. But we're getting very close.
Okay, sounds good. Glad you made it open source from the beginning. 100 stars. That was pretty quick. Since you made it quite recently.
A few days, a week ago, I think, maybe.
Okay, what else do we have? We mentioned a few things. So you're going to use CI, which you said is already done, but I'm just going to mention it for completeness.
Absolutely.
Suggest using CI. And what else?
Got to get the deployments in there.
Deployments in there. But the other thing I like to do is I like to go to people's projects and look at the script section and see what they can run on CI. So I'm going to make some suggestions that they run a build, that they run lint, they run prettier, and then run their tests when they happen as well. So you kind of got lint, build, later on when tests.
Yeah, we'll have the end-to-end tests in there. Something I love there, when I saw a few of the projects we reviewed earlier today had it as well. Something I think a lot of people should do if you're a Node developer is use Husky. It's in there. You commit hooks. So when you do contribute here, it will run prettier automatically. It will also run a tool called commitlint, which I think is really, really important. I'm a big advocate of commitlint. Yeah,
it's really good, but we felt it prevented a lot of people from contributing. So actually we removed it from our Husky. And what we do is we squash the commits on the pull requests, and we do it just to otherwise people contributing for the first time, maybe fixing a typo. They've got so much going on.
That does make sense,
and it put a lot of people off. So it's just a kind of a balance. It really depends.
When you squash, they still get full credit, right?
Yeah, they did get full credit.
Good.
Yes,
yep.
yeah.
Just making sure.
Yeah, I can show. Just make sure that is correct. If I look through the history, it'll put two people. So this was merged in.
Perfect.
And it puts both of them. So I think they both get the green square. I'm pretty sure. How many stars are we at? How can we find out? I don't know. Hopefully Hacktoberfest, 1,000 forks. I want to deploy version 2, which is with Next.js as well, and Mongo. So I'm keen to get the next version out. But this is looking good. Anything else you'd like to say? And it's probably a good place to end.
I just want to say thanks for inviting me on, and I'd love to get people involved. We'll make it free. We'll make it open source. We'll make it so that everyone can use it. I really want to make it so that you mentioned Gitpod, as easy as non-technical folks. I just want it to work for them. So I think we can build it together, and I'm really excited to do it. Thanks for everyone who is doing everything in open source. It's really important to absolutely everything. And I want to stress again, we got to get more folks involved who are not necessarily developers. I want to see more designers, UX folks, everything like that.
Documenters, just everybody, just bring your perspective. I think that's super important. So as you can see, Kyle is an expert at all these things, but getting someone else to review it, they pick things up that you miss. Even if I made my perfect repo, you'll all pick things up that I miss. It's just natural. So definitely go and feedback to other people, and I really welcome it. So any feedback on any of my repos, please let us know. Please make those improvements. That's the only way we can get better. And it don't have to be big, right? I mean, if we look at some of our repos, the README has got like hundreds of people contributing to it because they've all made little tweaks, but over time it's improved so much more. So it's a good place to go to end. Sorry, we've been going for almost an hour and a half, and I have another call shortly as well, and Kyle has to get to work. So I know it's morning time for you in the States. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Just before you go, if I can ask you to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. I did turn on so only people can chat, only subscribers can chat in the chat to make it a bit slower. It's completely free for you to subscribe. And also, Don't forget to star Kyle's project and go subscribe to. There's a lot of steps here for you, but trust me, you'll thank me for it
Star,
later.
subscribe, follow,
Yes.
do all the social influencer things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Support our free content. I know a lot of you do already, so I really appreciate it. And Kyle's YouTube channel, I'm gonna share in the chat again before we go one last time, so we can. But make sure he doesn't get more subscribers than me. That's all I ask.
No chance.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Definitely get more. But thank you all for everyone for your support and help. Really appreciate you all being here. I'll do more review streams soon, especially with Hacktoberfest coming up. We've got so much amazing content on Twitter Spaces and YouTube Lives coming out, and in Discord calls. I do want to do some more pairing sessions where some of you share your screen and we can all just geek out together. So Kyle, thank you so much again for being here. Really appreciate it. Everyone have a great day and week. Kyle, if you can stay on for 2 more minutes, I'm just going to end the stream and say thank you to you personally. So bye, everyone.
Thank you
so
everyone.
much.